Good morning, good morning, good morning. I thought I'd do a little bit of a skincare makeup video this morning. So I was thinking, like one of the things that really aggravates me, or did aggravate me, is the way your makeup can kind of sit in your fine lines and wrinkles as you get a little bit older, a little bit older. And I think it really does start with your skincare, because if your skin is dehydrated, when you put makeup onto it, it basically clings to any dry bits, and that's when you get that like cakiness. The other thing that can happen is if your skin is really dehydrated and you put makeup on top, it tries to absorb it thinking it's skincare. So you can end up with your makeup looking like quite patchy and like as if it's disappearing in the afternoon. So I'll show you what I do in the morning for my skincare, because I think if your skin is healthier and supple, that's the best base you can ever give to any makeup, if your skin is healthier. So I pop these on every single morning. These are, you can slid down a little bit, that one, but basically I keep these in the fridge and I just pop them on for like 15 minutes in the morning, and it smooths out this under eye area, because I get quite, the little crow's feet at the side of both of my eyes. Doesn't matter which side I lie on. When I wake up, I've got the little crow's feet and a little bit more creasing. So I whack these on while the kids are getting ready, and it just like depuffs and just smooths it out a little bit, before I come to put any makeup on my face. So I whack them on, and then when they're ready to come off, I feel like that just takes away a bit of that like nighttime creasing. And then I keep my morning skincare quite simple. I start off with a rose water. It's a really thin, like watery consistency. Rose water's dead good for like inflammation, hydration, all other things, and it's nice and light if you just spritz it on. So that's what I start with the skincare. Now, the next thing I use is a dry oil. Now, a lot of people I speak to are like, I've got greasy skin, so I'd never put an oil on my face. What's really mad is, because I did loads of like skincare training, and if you read like is it Caroline Hirons' book as well, she talks about this a lot. If your skin is oily, it's usually caused by dehydration. So when your skin's dehydrated, it goes into like panic mode, and it's screaming for moisture, and it overproduces oil to compensate for the fact that you're not moisturising your face. So the best thing you can actually do is start moisturising and using this is where the dry oil comes in. So it's in a prepare. Now, it will feel really weird at first putting an oil on your face if you're not used to it, but a dry oil basically just means it absorbs really quickly and doesn't leave your face feeling greasy or heavy. So I put that on. Don't need a lot, not even a full pipette, if that, like just a little drop, a little bit goes a long way. So I pop that on. Use the excess on my hands, and then I lock it in with a moisturiser. So the one I'm using at the moment is Age Reversist, because this basically is one that targets your fine lines and wrinkles. And since I've hit the 40s, I feel like my skin just needs that bit of extra food. Like, I don't know whether you know what your skin type is. Mine's combination, which is quite annoying, so it means that you get I don't know if anybody else struggles with combination skin, but it means you get some oil and some dry, so you've got a mixture. But this cream seems to be like really good for it. So pop that on. Now, I'm going to tackle this morning your makeup sitting in your fine lines and wrinkles, and it does definitely start with your skincare, because if your skin is dry, your makeup's going to cling to it. It's going to look patchy. Skincare has to be the base to your makeup. And then let's get some goodies out of here. I'm going to start with a primer. Now, lots of people say to me, like, why do you need a primer? And to be honest, it is literally to stop, in fact, I'll show you the other one as well. It's to stop your makeup sinking into your pores. So we've got a blur one, and we've got an illuminizing one. I'll show you the blur one today. So if you like a matte finish to your makeup, this towel's sliding off my head. This one, it's like a clear gel. It's like silk on your face. My mum got some of this just as we got back from holiday, and she described it as the nicest thing she's ever put on her skin. And it just stops your makeup sinking into your pores. It will give your, can you see straight away, it will give your makeup, your skin, a bit more of a matte effect. If you prefer that matte look, put that on. Really does give your skin a really silky smooth finish. But the whole point of a primer is two things. It gives you that added hydration before you put your makeup on your face, but it also acts as a barrier between your skin and your makeup, so it means your makeup's going to sit nice and smooth, and it stops it from sitting in your fine lines and wrinkles, because what your primer is doing is acting a little bit like a polyfiller for your face. So the primer is what goes into the fine lines and wrinkles, smooths everything out, and gives you like a really even base before you put any makeup on. Now, if you are a little bit like me and you're struggling with the makeup sitting in your fine lines and wrinkles, I'm going to have to just put this towel back on my head. Hang on, it's sliding off too much. It's distracting me. Now, if you feel like every time you put foundation on your face, it's sitting in your fine lines and wrinkles, it might just be that your skin's changed and full coverage... frog in my throat. Full coverage foundation just isn't suiting your skin anymore. I used to always wear full coverage and I don't anymore. I tend to now go with BB cream or CC cream, and that's like colour correction. So it's got a 25 SPF 25, so it gives you that extra sun protection. And I'm going to just show you what the coverage is actually like. I've got two different shades on my brush because I'm in between shades. But, like, I don't know if you can see, but I've got, if you've got any, like, little thread veins or pores, I'll just show you, because it is enough to cover these little broken veins and things like that we get when we get to 40. Because I think sometimes you think of a BB cream and you think, oh, it's not going to be enough to cover everything. But it's surprising how good these products actually are. I'll show you the side of my nose in a second. I'll just blend that out. And the beauty of a BB cream is it gives you all of the confidence of having a foundation on, but without the cakiness. And the thing with a CC cream or a BB cream is it is a little bit like lighter coverage, less likely to sit in your fine lines and wrinkles, but you're still going to feel good and it's still going to cover enough. Can you see there? A little bit more on that side. Might put a little bit under my eyes as well. But you've got, you can't see. Just tap that in. You can use a blending board, you can use a brush. I tend to just use a nice big flat kabuki brush. But that thread vein now you can't see. I always put the BB cream over my eyelids as well, because I feel like that's another place that kind of gives your age away, because your eyelids go like a little bit of a bluey colour, don't they, as you get a little bit older. So I always run the CC cream straight over my eyes as well. It's always handy as well to have a little bit of a lighter colour in your BB or CC cream. If you find your foundation is sitting in your fine lines and wrinkles, you might find that concealer is doing the same thing. Now, something I do is I just get a lighter shade CC and I just put it underneath my eyes. And then, same brush. Just tap that out, and that will brighten that under eye area. mean, you can try a concealer for the same thing, same angle, a little bit here, a little bit here. But if you do find that concealer sits in your fine lines and wrinkles, no matter what you do, just try a lighter shade in your CC cream, because I do this all the time and I never ever get it sitting in my fine lines and wrinkles. It tends to just blend to your skin and give you that nice fresh kind of look to your skin. Now that's the trick for me, is maybe just switch from foundation. Skincare is gold when it comes to fine lines and wrinkles. Make sure you've got a really good primer underneath, whether it's like the blur one or the hydrating one. It will hydrate your skin. It'll act as a barrier between your skin and your makeup, and it's going to look more fresh and more even. And then if you're still finding any creasing or sitting in your fine lines and wrinkles, just maybe think about trying a CC cream or a BB cream instead of a full coverage foundation. Now, the other thing I'm going to do this morning is just a little bit of bronze and blush. Now, I've switched to hydrating colour sticks as well, because I think if your skin is a little bit more mature, it needs all the hydration it can get, and these have come infused with vitamin E, so they're very, very hydrating for your skin, and it just gives you that little bit of colour. Now, I am not into any crazy contouring, but I love this because it just gives you a little bit of colour and a little bit of definition to your face. Dead easy to do as well. You're just bringing it just underneath your cheekbones, just underneath your jawline, and this is a really good hack to getting rid of the double chin as well. So, because it's giving that bit of shade where you need it, and it disguises if you've got any sagging skin. It's like a little cheat makeup facelift. I'm going to put a little bit of blush on the higher part of my cheek, because again, this lifts everything when you put your blush a little bit higher. So if everything is going in this direction, we want to bring it back up again. So if you put your blush higher, that's going to give you that lift. So I'm going to blend that out. Same big brush. And you can get these off Amazon for like, I think I paid like £3 for it, and it's lasted me absolutely ages. Don't want any crazy lines, so just blend it out, because they're a cream, they blend in really nice. And then just tap your blush. So we've got a nice healthy glow going on now. Lifted, brightened, and nothing sitting in the fine lines and wrinkles or creasing, which is exactly what we wanted. So let's fill in the brows as well. Isn't it crazy how like brows can age you if you don't fill them in? Like, I never used to fill my brows in at all. Can't concentrate, I can't talk and do brows at the same time. I know for loads of people it's mascara, for me it's brows. There we go. It just lifts everything, doesn't it, and gives you a more wide awake feel. There we go. Just frames your face a bit, doesn't it, and gives you a bit more wide awake. And if you struggle with the shape of your brows, you can get them like tinted, can't you? And just put the shape on. But I don't do anything crazy. I just kind of just fill in where the natural brow goes. Right, and then we just need a little bit of mascara. Let me know in the comments if you struggle with getting your mascara to not clump, because this is something that used to really do my head in. But when I realised it's literally, most of it is about how clean your lashes are, because I never used to double clean my lashes. I'd just wash my face in the shower and that would be it. And you've usually got residue on your eyes, so I just make sure when you're washing your face you pay extra attention to your lashes, because once your lashes are fully clean, your mascara goes on so much easier. And the other tip is, like, instead of with your wand trying to brush it on, it's easier if you just hold it. Like, if you get a mirror so that you can look down into the mirror, that'll stop you catching your top of your eyelid. And if you just hold it in front of your lashes and blink, try and do it a bit slower because I'm always really fast with my mascara, but if you hold it in front and blink, it like combs your lash through the wand, so you end up with much, like, more separated out lashes, more even coated, and absolutely zero clumping. And looking down into the mirror, that'll just stop you ever catching, like, up here. But that is like the Zen mascara. It's absolutely amazing, that. You'd expect that to be about 25 quid, wouldn't you? It's not. It's 9. Mental. Mental. Love it. Right, let's get the other one done. Someone needs to screenshot that for me. That is such... Look at the difference. I love it. Right, let's get the other side done. And the other thing is, if you are over 40 like me, like, did you used to do the really thick black eyeliner? I honestly think not putting eyeliner on and just putting your mascara on gives you a much more fresh look. Obviously you might want to do it if you're going full glam in the evening, but like for the daytime, I think it gives you a much more cleaner, brighter eye. You know, like, you look more fresh without any eyeliner. Just go straight in with your mascara. Nice clean sort of eyelids and a banging mascara. You are fresh. Look at that. So good. Right, I am going to set that in. Now, depending on, like, if you do struggle with the whole makeup creasing and things like that, I wouldn't dry your skin out more with like a setting powder. I would go with something like a setting spray that is going to lock your makeup in, but it's going to hydrate at the same time, so that you're not going to get that settling and powdery lines. So you got nice and fresh, ready for the day. Thread veins covered. Right, go for it. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.